promise I'm not reviewing another controller. Okay, I'm reviewing the Luna service and the controller. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Family Geekery, and today I want to share with you my experience with both the Luna controller and the Luna gaming service, both by Amazon, of course. And of course, Amazon's been in the gaming, they've wanted to be in the gaming business for a long time. They've been selling their Fire Sticks and stuff like that, comboed with a game controller so you can play games on it. They've got their own games for a while, they were making their own games. With the Amazon gaming service. They purchased Twitch, I believe, so they're pretty heavy into wanting you to stream your games also. And this Luna service is their newest offering. So the Luna service is a cloud-based gaming service, of course, similar to what Stadia was supposed to be, and similar to PlayStation Now and the Xbox cloud gaming. So we understand that it's got a controller and a service. So the controller you buy once and the service you pay monthly. And there are several different tiers of that service and several different, I guess, groupings of games for that service. So we'll talk about that too. So first of all, let's talk about the controller itself. And here it is. The first thing I want to mention is I think Amazon is awesome at packaging. That has nothing to do with the quality of the controller. But everything I've bought from them, every Amazon device I've bought from them, has just been packaged beautifully, and this is no different. It can't be any cheaper to build a box that's not completely rectangular. So kudos to them for adding a little special extra touches to it. So let's open it up here. Pretty simple. We've got the controller itself and some instructions, and the instructions do end up to be pretty important. Now the controller itself, it's got everything that a controller needs to have. Of course, the right joysticks, the right buttons, the right layout, and everything. It boasts that it has a comfortable grip, and I want to show you guys the grip. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but on the reverse side, on the bottom side, and I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, there's basically a random placing of little tiny dots. So think about like the screen that you see on Matrix with all the ones and zeros coming down the screen, and they're all randomly placed. That's what's happening back here. And it's, if you look at it up close, it's kind of a neat design, but in the hand it just kind of feels like a 12-year-old kid 3D printed the bottom side of this controller. That's the best way I can describe it. The top is pretty smooth. The bottom, that texture, it's just kind of feels off. But that's just, I guess, personal preference. Everything else about it feels fine. The control sticks are good. The buttons are good. No complaints there. It is powered by 2 AA batteries, and like I've said in other controllers before, that's kind of a plus and a minus. It's nice to have a standalone, just plug it in and charge it and play for 30 hours type controller, but it's also nice to have a controller that you can just pop the batteries out, throw some new ones in, and of course, if you're going to do that, have some rechargeables so that you're not just filling the landfill with all your batteries. But other than that, you got a USB-C port here for wired gaming, so you can plug that in. It's Bluetooth capable, it's USB-C capable, and then it's Wi-Fi capable. And the Wi-Fi part of it is where their claim to fame is. That's what they're really trying to push, is the fact that when you turn this on and you connect it to their gaming service, your controller is talking directly through your Wi-Fi to the gaming service. It's not talking to your computer, and then the computer is talking to the gaming service. So you're streaming games to your computer or your screen or your tablet, and you're controlling the actual machine that is serving that to your screen. So that's kind of unique, and I'll talk about how that works. Now, like I said, the controller came with a little instruction booklet here, and you better hope you never lose this thing, because it's got a lot of very important information in it. So it's got, of course, a diagram of the controller, and then it's got a bunch of, like, hey, what do you want to do? What do you have to push? what do you have to push to pair over Bluetooth? So to pair over Bluetooth, you have to hold the action button and B. So at least B, Bluetooth starts with B, so you may have a chance at memorizing that. But if you ever lose this and you want to use this on Bluetooth again, you're probably going to a website, and hopefully the website is easy to find find the instruction sheet. So don't lose this thing. Different setup modes and stuff, different button combinations for that, and all of this requires you to download an app on your phone first. So that's what this QR code is for. You download the app, and the app actually steps you through setting this controller up. And when I say setting it up, what I really mean is you log into your Amazon account, and it pairs this controller with your Amazon account. So this pairs to the phone talks to the Amazon servers, you log into it, and now Amazon knows that you own this controller. And that's important because once Amazon knows that this is your controller, then when you go to do the actual cloud gaming services, when you log into their Luna service on the website, it knows to look for this controller because this is talking directly to their servers through your Wi-Fi. And all that being said, you obviously better have pretty good Wi-Fi, or else this product is just not for you. So you download the app, you pair it with your account, you put the batteries in, and then you're ready to play. Now this is another important sheet here, the LED status. So this ring here, there's a ring around this action button, and depending on what it's showing, what color it is, if it's flashing, if it's solid, if it's purple, if it's got a full ring, a half a ring, then that's going to determine the state of what the controller is doing. So the controller may be pairing on Bluetooth, it may be pairing to your Wi-Fi, it may be talking to the actual Amazon servers, and it lets you know that it's connected to the game service, or it tells you that it's connected via USB-C. So again, a very important chart that's in this tiny little booklet that I'm probably going to lose. But you get it set up, you get it all hooked up to the account, you get it hooked up to the web, and now you can start playing the games. So a couple different options. You go right onto their website and launch it there. There are standalone Luna apps for your PC, your Mac, or any of your devices like an Amazon Fire tablet or something. You can download the app, I think, to your Amazon TV if you have one. And once you do that, then you're playing. You just log in, it knows your controller, it knows who you are, and the game service is ready to go. You can just launch a game at that point. And then you got instructions here if you want to play games outside of Luna. So maybe I just want to use this controller as a Bluetooth controller. Maybe I just want to plug it into my laptop. So it gives you instructions on there on how to use the Bluetooth, how to hook it up with USB-C, and use it as a controller outside of their gaming service. So next up, I want to tell you my experience with the controller itself, and then I'll talk about the experience of the Luna service itself. So this guy here, if you go into Amazon right now, it's $69 for the controller. And that's a little hefty price. If you scroll down the page a little bit more, then you'll find this controller with a 1 month of the Luna Plus service for $69.99. So the same price, you get a free month of the Luna Plus service, which is normally $10 a month. So you'd be stupid not to scroll down the page a little bit. I don't know if it's intentional for Amazon to do it that way, where the very first result when you search for Luna controller is just the controller by itself, and then halfway down the page you can get the free month. If it is intentional, then hey, they're a business. You can't knock them for that, but at least I warned you about that. Now, I would not, and this is not part of my review, but I would not personally have purchased this for $69.99. I've got plenty of controllers, if you've seen in my reviews. I'm not lacking in controllers, and I'm not lacking in gaming services. I've subscribed to most of them. So I happened to find this on Black Friday sale, and I think it was $39.99. So the $39.99 came with the controller and the 1 month, and So I jumped on that. So that's the reason why I've got it. Now, as soon as I hooked everything up and uh, downloaded the app and connected this to my account, it says you can cancel at any time. You get your free month and you can cancel at any time. If you don't cancel, it's going to be $9.99. So I went right to their website, went right to my account, clicked on subscriptions, and hit cancel. And it said, "Hey, why are you canceling? What's wrong with us?" And I don't know if it asked a reason why. I probably clicked the too much money button, and so it said, "Hey, what if we extend it for another month for $1?" So I said yes on that. So basically, I got the controller in 1 month for $40, and then I got another month after that for another $1, and I'll be sure to cancel it after that. So as far as the controller goes, it's completely fine, right? We talked about the texture on the back. It's different, but it's not annoying. It's not going to stop me from using it. All the buttons, all the controls, they're great. The D-pad is fine. It's a quality product. It's got everything it needs. It's got the headphone jack. It's got the USB-C port. So it's a good controller, no doubt about it. Now, hooking it up to the Luna service, everything was great. Even controlling the website with the D-pad worked fine. I could select my games. I could launch the games. That was all good. So I tried using the Bluetooth controller by going back to the instructions and trying to remember what button combination I had to do to get this thing to get into pairing mode. So I paired it to a laptop that had Bluetooth, and I launched a game, and immediately all the buttons were mapped wrong. So I remembered reading in here on the very last page that says, "Note, for Bluetooth gameplay on Windows PCs, make sure you download our driver." So then I went back to their website, downloaded the driver, found the driver, and got the Bluetooth driver loaded the game back up, and same exact thing. The controls were wrong. The buttons weren't mapped correctly, and it just didn't work. So I thought, uh-oh. At least it works on their gaming service as expected, but for just Bluetooth gaming to a PC, it didn't work. Now, it could just be the game that I was playing, but it just didn't work. So then I hooked up the USB-C cable, same computer, same game, hooked the USB-C cable, and it worked fine. So your mileage may vary on that. Different games may work differently. I may have just picked the wrong game for trying this to hook it up Bluetooth, but I would think that it would have worked since it worked right away as soon as I plugged in the cable. But I guess it's using two different drivers at that point, so that may be the case. But like I said, I've got enough controllers, so I wasn't too upset about the Bluetooth not working perfectly. I wanted to, at that point, try out the Luna service. So let's talk about that. So as far as the Luna service goes, I'm guessing there's some bit of this that will work with some games on their website by itself, just Luna by itself. And I think that's, if you're a Prime member, there is a few games in the gaming tab or the Amazon Gaming that will work with this controller. But their main focus is the Luna Plus service. So the Luna Plus service, like I said, is $10 a month, and it's got a selection of games. Nothing that jumps right out as being like a AAA new release. Like if you think about Xbox, they've always got brand new releases coming out, which is really what sells that service. But they do have a selection of games, all of which are great games if you've never played them before and you want to play them through. And then a good selection, a good wide variety of games to play. I don't know what kind of number, maybe 50 to 100 games to choose from. But then they have different, I guess, gaming packs. They've got the family one, which has all family-friendly games. They've got a retro channel. They call them channels. They got the retro channel, which has a bunch of retro games and a bunch of reimagined retro games, like think about Centipede and Yard's Revenge and some of those that have come out over the years. So those channels are all additional, like $4.99 each. So if you wanted to play the retro games, there may be some of those retro games may be in the Luna Plus service, but if you want to play all of them, then you're paying another $4.99 on top of your $9.99. So you can see how this starts to add up. Now, in addition to that, they're partnered in with Ubisoft, and you can do the Ubisoft plan, which has 100 of their games, and that's another like $17.99 a month. So I didn't even look into that because I don't need another $17.99 a month gaming service. So I just focused in on just what came with my controller, that free month of the Luna Plus. So as I was scrolling down the list of games, I didn't want to do like a AAA, RPG or something like that I'm going to have to watch, 20 minutes of cutscenes before I even get to see if the controller responds well. So I went right for Hot Wheels. There's a Hot Wheels racing game, and I tried that out. I figured that'd be a good one to test out the responsiveness and latency of the controller. So I launched that game up, and I'm racing some Hot Wheels. The graphics were great. It's 1080p graphics, and it streamed pretty well, except for when, and you race against like 12 other cars, except for when all the cars are on the screen at the same time. Then it got a little choppy. It wasn't like game breaking or anything, but it was choppy. And then as soon as you got in the lead or in the very end of the pack, then when you're racing by yourself, it was all very smooth. Little tiny hiccups here and there, but like I said, nothing game breaking. So I raced through an entire event and won the game. Went back to the collect your reward screen, and then went back to the main menu to select the next race. And the thing just blanked out, and it went back to the Amazon webpage, and it said, "Sorry, your gaming session was disconnected. What would you like to do?" Well, I guess relaunch the game. So I relaunched the game, and I played for probably another half an hour, and it didn't happen again. Now, every time you end a gaming session, every time you exit out of your game, it asks you, "Hey, how was your experience?" And based on what you answer, if you answer everything was great, then it just lets you go back to the menu and select another game. If you said that something was wrong, then it wants to know, hey, what was wrong? Was it the video? Was it the game itself? Was it the audio? Was it the streaming service? And if you want to, you can answer the questions, and maybe that'll help them, make their service better. But you can kind of skip through that if you want to and not give them any feedback. So I played that a little bit, and it was fine. The next thing I did was I loaded up Sonic. There was a Sonic Mania game on there. I figured that would be a good one to test out the responsiveness. And that one played just fine, like no hiccups at all, no glitches. So I didn't feel like there was any problem at all with latency. So whatever they're doing with that Wi-Fi, they call it Cloud Direct, I think is what they call it. Whatever they're doing, that seems to be working fine. But like I said, I wouldn't want to be in a AAA, action adventure RPG game playing for hours and getting up to a boss and it just going, click, sorry, your gaming session has ended. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. So little tiny pickup games like Sonic and some Hot Wheels racing, that was all fine. But I'm not sure if I'd want to invest the time into playing any of the bigger games. So after playing a little bit with this in the browser, it did give me the option of downloading the app. So I thought, I haven't needed to download the app, so I figured, let's download it. And I downloaded the PC version right to my PC. And basically it's identical to the web service once you get on the right website. So I don't see any advantages between the two. I think at some point they thought the app was going to be the way to go, but they just beefed up their website to where the website has everything that you need to do. And when I say website, I mean website, like wherever you can get a website on. So I played a little bit on my iPad. I just loaded the same URL onto the iPad, logged in, and the controller automatically knew that the gaming session that I was in on my iPad was tiered with it, so it switched right from the PC to the iPad, and then I was playing, that same racing game right on the iPad. So that was kind of neat. It's truly like take this anywhere you want to log in, and you are playing. You don't have to worry about downloading software. You don't have to worry about being paired to any given, computer or device. This thing pairs up with the web, with Amazon servers, and you log into Amazon and you play some games. So that is kind of a unique option. So time for some final thoughts. Now, as far as the controller goes, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the controllers. It's completely fine. It is unique in the sense that it connects right to your Amazon account, but unlike the controller that came with the Google Stadia service, you can actually use this thing if Amazon ever goes away. You can plug it in wired, you can pair it Bluetooth, and everything's good to go still. So, happy with the controller. As far as the service goes, at $9.99 a month, I don't know if the value is there for the service as it exists now. I don't know if they plan on beefing that up any. I don't know if they plan on scaling it back any. I guess it all depends on how much money they're making. If it turns out to be a success, then I'm sure the games will get better and better. But I just don't know if they can compete with Xbox in this arena. So I'm a little leery. So after the 2-month, basically $1 trial that I got out of it, I probably won't be continuing on unless something really changes. And at that point, this will just be another controller in my pile that maybe I hook up to a PC every now and then with a USB cable. Now, it would have been really nice if they included a USB-C cable in the box. I know that's not their intent. I know they want you to play with this wirelessly to their service, but it would have been nice because not everybody's got an extra USB-C cable sitting around, especially one that's long enough to be a controller cable. You'd want that to be decently long to hook up to whatever you're hooking it up to. So that would have been nice, but those things are only like $10, so it's not the end of the world to go buy one. And as far as all the other packs go, all the other channels go, I just don't know. You'd have to have a very specific use case for those. Maybe the family one if you're a family. There is actually one intriguing one, and it's all the Jackbox games. So all the Jackbox games for $5 a month. The perfect use case for that is if you throw a party, you got a bunch of friends over, you can play the heck out of that for $5 and then cancel it right away. Get your 1 month out of it for $5. It's probably worth it to play with all your friends without having to buy all those different games at $15 to $20 a piece for each of those Jackbox packs. So that would be a decent use case for it. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the controller. Not sure about the service on the long run, so kind of use that as my ballpark review of the controller and service itself. So that's going to wrap it up for this review. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you guys are using the Luna service or you bought this, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think about it so far. Let me know what your experience has been. Let me know if you're going to continue on with the service once your free trial expires, or if you're on that free trial. So let me know. If you found this review helpful, then please give me that thumbs up. If you want to see more controller stuff, go check out the rest of my channel. I've got some controller reviews on different types of controllers. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future ones. But thank you as always for watching. Until next time, peace out and geek out.